Guys, guess where I'm going? I'm going to another singles event.
Where are all the men? That's what those women say when they're posting social events, but there's no men there. Like, look at it, it's just a sea of women. You know why there's no men there? Because of the women. A wise man told me this. Because think about it.
I learned that I am just not competitive enough to go to these singles mixers. It didn't go well. It actually was kind of catastrophic for me. I will tell you why.
There are two common reasons why men aren't going to dating events. Let's talk about it.
80% women. Okay, I'll say 70% women, 30% men. Okay, I just came back from another crush club down in Houston. And when I say...
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Desktop Drop. Let's dive in.
On today's episode of I Have Too Much Time on My Hand and I Be Doing the Most Randomest Shit. So I basically came across this TikTok account that wants to revamp how people date. I said, boom, it's cute, let me see what it's hitting for. I got there very well organized. I can see why they had success. But where the niggas at? I wasn't even trying to be picky, but where the fine niggas at? No, not the bald, under 5'9". It really wasn't hitting. It was more females than men, but you can't control that. I immediately checked out, went to the bar. I'm at the bar. It's like a whole bunch of other females that feel the same way. We all decided that was not our vibe. Made no sense to waste our time. Ended up leaving. We got dinner and some drinks. Oh no, it was a cute experience. I was able to network and make more friends. It was exciting and fun and new. Where the niggas at? Our target audience definitely wasn't there. We all decided we're gonna have to do something different because...
Fellas, this is exactly why so many men stop showing up to singles events. The average guy isn't being evaluated for character. He's being filtered in the first 30 seconds on looks alone. Men saw the game and simply opted out.
It didn't go well. It actually was kind of catastrophic for me. I will tell you why. I learned that I am just not competitive enough to go to these singles mixers. I'm just not. So like I said, this was my first time going by myself. Normally I have my friend there as like a wing woman and a buffer, and that really helps me. But I am generally so anxious. Like it's just how I am. Like I can control it, but I'm just a very nervous person. So they had like these tables set up where people can like play card games, and I was at the table playing this game, and this guy comes and I thought he was so cute. For context, it's very rare that I see someone in person that's like, oh my god, like you're really cute. He was even standing next to me while we were playing the card game. We had light conversation, intro, my name is blah 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 blah. But then two other girls showed up that were like really bubbly and outgoing, and they started talking, and then it just progressed from there. And it got so bad, and when I say bad I mean good for them, that at some point I was just like, okay, I lost that one. And I did talk to some other guys there, and it was cool, like very cool, friendly conversation.
This clip actually proves something important. Dating is competitive for everyone, not just men. The difference is, men have been expected to accept rejection for years, while many women are only now experiencing that reality.
But it didn't really go much further than that. It was always like a one-off, hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. And I understand that like flirting and like getting to know new people is a skill, and I'm gonna have to just keep trying it. But I also don't like the feeling of like competing. It felt really competitive to me, because when you're in a social setting like a singles mixer where people are there for like common reasons, it becomes really apparent what like the stock is, like the food chain, you know what I mean? Like they're always going to be the hot items, the people that everybody wants to talk to. And if you fall outside of that list, you really have to know how to be a good conversationalist. And when I'm by myself, I'm not. And it's just an L that I had to take. But y'all, I left feeling so defeated, because I was like, oh my god, I had so much steam. I was so excited to just go out there and push myself, and I did not. I felt like I let myself down. Like I didn't feel good at the end of it. I felt like I was a loser.
Rejection isn't a verdict, it's feedback. High-value men don't internalize a loss from one interaction. They calibrate, improve their social game, and keep moving with confidence instead of self-defeat.
So I went to another Crush Club event down in Houston today, and I want to talk about it. So I'll start off by saying I freaking love what Crush Club is doing. Like, I love that they do this, and I will probably go to every single Crush Club just because I love the vibe. I love what they do and how they do it. So today was a Crush Club, and it was at a brewery. I don't know if I said that right, but basically it was from like, I believe 10:30 to 4. And it was like a 3-level brewery. Anyway, I got there closer to 2:00. Okay. And when I got there, compared to the Valentine's Day weekend one, there were definitely like...
Fellas, this is exactly what happens when dating gets packaged as an event. Even with good intentions, it turns into timing, competition, and visibility. Who shows up early, who's most noticeable, who gets approached first.
80% women, okay, I'll say 70% women, 30% men. Like, the moment I walked in, I was like, why are there so many women here? I was like, oh my God, like, where are the men? And the men were there, like, they were there, but there were just so many more women that it was just hard to see them. Like, what the heck? And so that was kind of a shock, because the last Crush Club event, I felt like it was a good, like, 60-50, like, obviously women being more, and then, like, the men being the 50%. But yeah, that was the first thing that I noticed. But the venue was great. The weather was great. The vibes were great. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
If the environment is heavily weighted one way, the strongest men often disengage because they don't need to compete for attention. They can choose settings where the dynamic is more balanced and intentional.
Just sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church, and it was hundreds. I mean,
basically a bunch of single women, but not enough men at the event, right? And we've seen multiple posts about this circulating lately. And I stitched one of them, and I was like, I feel like a lot of men feel like the concept of going to a singles event is embarrassing, right? And I'm like, I'm not saying that's correct to be embarrassed to go to something like that, but it doesn't seem like it would help. Like, I just didn't see the vision, okay? But something I didn't know until after I made that post is people looked in the comment section of this woman who was complaining about, like, the men not going to the event, right? She verbatim said that she would never date a man that she met at an event like that, but it's just for fun. And obviously, I'm not saying the person I'm stitching now, like, shares that same belief, but I'm saying, I mean, for one, she could. But two, I feel like men as a collective have been made painfully aware of the optics of certain, dynamics of, like, meeting someone at a place. So I feel like a lot of men know that they're not actually going to meet someone at this singles event because of how people at those singles events are viewed. Also, something else I want to say is I feel like we get on this app all the time and we see women say, like, oh, yeah, like, more women are choosing to be single because men suck, like, they're not just settling for any man, which is completely fine. They have their right to do that. But then it's like there are other women being like, what? How are we all so single? Like, I'm getting worried out here. And it's like, bro, like, just confer with each other. It's like you both have the answer for the other.
Okay, I have to address these comments, like this one. To be honest, I have learned a lot in my comment section. I didn't know. I've never thought about the perspective of a man going to one of these events, honestly. Like, and that was a genuine question. Me asking, what do men look for? Why don't they want to go to these events? I really wanted to know. And I think from these comments, I really got good insight on, why they don't go, what makes them, stay away from them. How do they actually feel about singles mixers? And it's so interesting. And based on what this person said, honestly, I kind of have to agree. I think there's a lot of pressure for men sometimes to just be in a room full of women that just judge them.
When the dynamic feels like performance instead of connection, men disengage. The takeaway isn't men don't show up, is that they choose spaces where interaction feels mutual, not transactional or evaluative.
I think even when, obviously me going to one of these singles events, I see men that just aren't my type, right? And I'm not going to approach them. I'm not even going to look their way. And then meanwhile, they have a bunch of women, but if they don't look a certain way or they're not up to par to what women, our standards, then no one's going to approach them. So I do feel sometimes they do have a lot of pressure, and I understand why they don't want to come to these events. But based on these responses, I think I'm going to retire these singles events. I don't think it's worth it. I think I'd rather just go back to meeting people in the wild. And yeah, I don't think there's ever going to really be value in it based on what I'm looking for. I think it's going to be really hard. So, thank you guys for the insight. It was really eye-opening, and I'm just going to go back to the streets respectfully, the godly streets.
Fellas, this is exactly why many men are opting out of singles events. If attraction filters are instinct and rigid on both sides, the environment stops being about connection and becomes pure selection pressure.
Last year, I saw so many black women try to solve a problem in dating by starting to host events in person, trying to create third spaces to facilitate dating like offline. And you know what would happen every single time? The men were not signing up.
I say all of this with the utmost kindness and respect. I applaud efforts to heal the divides, bring together community, and promote love. However, before y'all make these events, do you ask men how they feel about them or how they want them to be set up? I'm not saying these events should cater to men exclusively, of course not. But don't say us women, regardless of race, are working on a solution about dating, not involve men in how you make that solution, and then get frustrated when they don't show up.
The other day, a big account that I follow for black creatives did like this cute bit thing where they were like, hey, send us a profile about yourself and we would love to post it and like play matchmaker. Sounds like a cute idea, right? Not one single man sent their profile in.
Men know their experience and the statistics online. Most of us are getting ignored. I am a college grad, bilingual, kinda trilingual. I keep in decent shape. I read. I have lived outside of the States for most of my adult life, and I'm still ignored here. So if men are getting ignored and ghosted privately, why would we submit our profiles to have that happen to us publicly? We all spend a lot of time online.
Okay, I just came back from another crush club down in Houston, and when I say this was probably by far the best crush club ever that I've been to out of the other two, I don't know, whatever. They were just really smart about it. Here's the thing. They're geniuses setting this up this way. So get a whole bunch of singles to come to a venue that happens to be a clothing store and a coffee shop and give them discounts on the things it was Lululemon. So like give people a discount and they will literally stay and shop. So you got men and women like shopping and like meeting people simultaneously. It got so many more people there. And I personally think like there was a lot of men that showed up tonight and it was just really good. I was just like, well done, Crush Club. Now, I did hear like, people were saying like maybe because it's in a condensed area, like it just feels like more people. Sure, could that be the case? 1000%. But I mean, it was a good turnout.
Fellas, men respond to environments, not just opportunities. A setting that feels organic, shopping, coffee, conversation, reduces pressure and increases genuine interaction, which is why turnout and energy both improve.
Somebody said, when's the next event? So when is it? Because I've been trying to get her to
okay. We're
go
in the
for
works,
June,
guys. The next one, I already told y'all, bi-monthly, unless y'all request something different. So the next one will be July, mid-July. We're still working on the details and where it will be, but we will be at a new location. Same DJs, same vibe. But we're coming, y'all. We're coming.
Yeah, so stay tuned for more. And I did make some videos about the last event. I definitely could have made more, and that is my fault. And I'm sorry. I should just make videos every day. But I made at least 3 or 4 videos. Did you see my videos too?
And y'all saw me dancing. I did my little dance. Don't make me do it.
And we don't have an Instagram page. I know a lot of people were like, do we have a separate page? We don't. We just post on our socials. So feel free to follow me or Mia, both of us, on our TikToks and Instagrams. That'd be greatly appreciated for more information. Thank you guys so much for commenting, liking, and being interested.
Y'all. Thank you for coming out.
And being interested in these events. So stay tuned for more.
High value men respond to structure and vibe. Same DJs, same energy, predictable setup. That reduces uncertainty. And when uncertainty drops, participation goes up because men can focus on interaction instead of social risk assessment.
Where are all the men? That's what those women say when they're posting social events, but there's no men there. Like, look at it, it's just a sea of women. You know why there's no men there? Because of the women. A wise man told me this. Because think about it. Guys are onto us, ladies. They know if they go to these social events, we're going to only gravitate to like 2 of them, while the rest of the guys are pretty much ignored or seen as creeps. So why would men voluntarily go to an event where they know they're going to be rejected on a mass scale? They're at home. They're over us, man. And I don't blame them.
So in about 20-ish days, I am hosting my next singles mixer. I didn't get to host one in June. So we're going in with one at the end of this month on the 25th of July on a Saturday. It starts at 5 p.m. and is available to Auckland residents. I do have double passes available, which would be better suited for people who would prefer to come with a friend. Sort of helps with nerves and such. So yeah, if you guys are interested, there are details linked in my bio.
Guys, guess where I'm going? I'm going to another singles event. Listen, maybe second time's a charm, because I know it's been a minute. It's been 2 years, I think, since the last one, which was, as you guys know, shambles. So why not? I thought maybe let's just go and see how it is. And hopefully it's something good. I'm hoping for a better turnout than last time. I'm hoping for more people, more men, more age-appropriate men. We shall see. We shall see.
Men do the math. Why spend time and money walking into an event where the odds are stacked against you? That's why many good men stay home, focus on themselves, and wait for genuine opportunities instead of competing for attention in crowded dating scenes.
Hey guys! So as you guys probably know, we have a business called Honey Social Club. Our whole business is we throw different mixers like friend mixers or single mixers, and then we also do matchmaking. Now, there's another company who does this as well called Mohan Matchmaking, and we were invited to go to their event. And honestly, we went for research purposes for our own business. And you can go if you're taken, and you literally write taken on your name tag, which I did. However, he posted like a recap of the event, and of course, we are the first clip front and center. This was literally right when we got there. Like, you can see me doing my ugly smile because I don't want anyone to come talk to me. But when I tell you guys, like, we tried to avoid the cameras. We even asked them to delete like a clip of us at one point. I am so annoyed. So whatever, I DM'd the account and I asked them if there's any way they can take it down. It has 60K views, guys. This can literally be so damaging, because I know in the video he said you could be taken and attend the event, but imagine like the misinformation. People are going to see that and be like, why was she there?
This was like literally as soon as we walked in, we had like cameras on us, and I was like, oh my God, get away from me. I'm embarrassed.
I don't understand how there was 800 people at the event, but we just felt like we got filmed so many times.
I'm in it 3 times out of 800 people.
What? Like, I don't know what to do, guys. Like, I've DM'd them and I'm praying they take it down, but like, this is so humiliating. Anyways, follow Honey Social Club so at least like something positive comes from this. I don't know.
Here's the irony. Men are constantly told to trust appearances, but appearances can be misleading. Before jumping to conclusions, get the facts. One clip on social media doesn't tell the whole story.
There are 2 common reasons why men aren't going to dating events. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Candace. This is 40 Before 40, 40 Lessons in Life and Love before my 40th birthday. So you've probably heard that there's this decline in dating app usage and rise in dating events. So much so that the big players like Bumble and Tinder are hosting dating events. And women have figured out that dating events are the place to go. So much so that female tickets often sell out within 24 hours of the tickets being released. But men haven't quite gotten round to that yet. And I've heard from men that there's 2 main reasons. Number 1, they just haven't thought about it. They're used to swiping on a dating app. It's more convenient. Even if it's not any more successful, it just fits into their life a little bit better. But the second reason I hear the most is that men are intimidated by going to a dating event because they get rejected in real life. Why would they want to be rejected with more people at a dating event? And the opposite is true. At a dating event, everybody is single and everybody has come there alone and everybody wants to talk to somebody. So your odds of actually going up to someone and then being responsive or receptive to your conversation are much higher, and you're all there for the same reason. So guys, please, it takes a little bit of courage. It's a little bit awkward, I get it, but there are so many amazing dating events and we need you to be there.
She says men are intimidated. That's only half the story. A lot of men simply don't see enough upside. Why spend money, time, and energy competing in a room where they expect a handful of guys to get all their attention? Anyway, that's enough for today. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, share, and stay tuned for the next video.